It feels like the TikTok ban kind of come and went in the blink of an eye. Like, everybody was talking about the idea of a TikTok ban for like 5 years, and then it got banned for 1 hour. And so there's a lot of people talking about the TikTok ban right now. And who better to get your accurate information from than Louis McClung, my favorite YouTuber.
You guys don't get it, all right? I was a psyop.
So today we're going to go over his video and see if it's good or not, see if he's maybe changed his content around.
Just kidding, none of that even mattered.
I don't know about that. And we're also going to go over a few other memes and a few other pieces of information about the TikTok ban, as well as, yeah! Yes! Watching the most popular TikToks of all time to see if we would have been losing anything if the platform went down in flames, like it was going to for, I don't know, 3 hours. Enjoy.
Hey, wake up, buddy. Wake up. It's okay. It's over now.
New Louis McClung video dropped? There's no way. Dude, my favorite content creator? The TikTok ban was worse than you thought? Let's go, dude. Let's fucking go. We can find out all about the TikTok ban from Louis McClung. His well-researched 20-minute video. A lot shorter than the last one. A lot shorter. I did get a DM, actually, from Louis McClung, which is kind of funny. I just ignored it because it's like, dude, I'm not talking to you, dude. I'm not talking to anyone. I'm never talking to anyone ever again. I'm going to be alone building Legos in my basement forever till I die. But here's the DM. He said, I appreciate your criticism. Yeah, dude, I'm sure you fucking did. Quit. Please fucking quit for the love of goon. For the love of fucking goon, dude. So, yeah, I don't know. I did get this DM, but I was just like, dude, I'm not... What am I supposed to say to you, dude? What am I supposed to say to you? I don't want you to have a channel anymore. I hate you. But with that being said, we get to check out the new content. This TikTok ban is worse than you thought by Louis McClung. Hopefully he doesn't slander anyone. I guess we'll see.
Hello. Hi. Didn't see you come in, but I'm happy you're here. I was just reading a book because I had so much time after the TikTok ban that took place for 14 hours.
At least he's not wearing a fucking set of armor for this one, right? I guess I appreciate that. There's no armor in this video. The intro was, you know, somewhat cringe, but not as bad as it could have been. And I do appreciate that, okay? We're on sort of a comeback arc, I would say. Maybe this is the beginning of the comeback arc, okay? Maybe this is it. Maybe this is the content we've all been waiting for. Maybe this is the most amazing commentary video we've ever seen.
As you're watching this, the ban probably no longer even exists. But nonetheless, there's something going on here. Something happened, something that we're all talking about, but we don't understand. Sure, on the surface level, TikTok got banned for 14 hours and now it's back, baby. But something nefarious might be going on here, somehow, and we won't know about it unless we talk about it.
Thank you.
You know, the thumbnail to this video is probably somewhat misleading or accentuating the negative aspects of the situation. Knowing the internet and knowing myself during the making of this video and the thumbnail, I've already thought about what I'm going to do to advertise this video, aka the thumbnail, the title, and all of the possible options to get people to watch it are negative. They make it seem like a lot of terrible things have happened or are going to happen, and while that might be true, I don't know. There's no way for me to know exactly what will come of this because I'm just one man. To get people to watch a video, even if it is blatantly positive, which this video isn't.
What is this minute-long diatribe at the beginning of a video of the TikTok ban about clickbait? Who fucking cares, dude? It's so odd, like, even when he's, like, not slandering someone, he's just making a really shit video. How does anyone watch this guy, dude? I'm sorry. How does anyone watch this guy? Like, who are the 240,000 people who watched this dream video? And how many of them liked it? How many of them are not haters who are like, dude, this guy rocks. This guy is actually cool. Who are these people?
Necessarily. You have to contort the perception. You have to make it seem like there is something terrible going on. The more concerning or problematic something appears to be, the more likely people are to engage with it. Over, let's say, a video about how nice the weather was today. It's because social media has completely capitalized off of humans' innate nature to want to feel superiority, to feel hate, feeling of realization, the feeling of superiority, to seek out these dramas, to seek out these problematic situations. Even though they're honestly repulsive and disgusting, they still stick out like a sore thumb and pique your interest.
I mean, even apart from the obvious irony of Louis McClung of all people saying this, I feel like it's actually not true that people seek out only negative things. It's just really easy to get attention off of a negative situation and off of like a drama where you cover like the downfall of someone. I think there are plenty of creators that I watch who aren't covering the most intensely negative thing of all time, like talking about people's downfalls, who are extremely successful. It's just so easy. It takes such minimal effort to put a fucking thumbnail out there that says like, this guy effed up, and talk about how much they effed up. Right. But it's so easy to get attention off of that. But I don't think it's like social media is just only infested with negativity. You can avoid that stuff if you want. But it's just very easy to get clicks doing that. And I know that better than anyone else. Devac for 5 says, soulless content, what a surprise. I think there's a lot of soul in here.
Colleen Ballinger, for instance, let me ask you a question. Do you think that situation blew up the way it did because everybody truly wanted to see her served the justice that she truly did deserve? Maybe a little bit, but I think that that situation blew up because people wanted to see just how bad she really was, to see her metaphorical empire be torn down, and she kind of was, even though she's still around for some reason. And I'm no Colleen apologist, she absolutely deserved what happened to her, but I think her situation is a good example of just how negative things can be and still be extremely popular, because what she did was terrible. The things that were confirmed, you know, the having kids put hands down her pants and stuff like that, on the surface level.
Dude, what is this? I kind of missed this drama when it happened. This is on like a side of YouTube that I'm not as tapped in with. She had kids put their hands down her pants on stage. What is wrong with her? I didn't know this. I would assume that Lewis was slandering her if he didn't have a literal picture of it happening. This is insane. She actually did that? Anyway, back to enjoying our peak slop.
Level are problematic, to say the least. But then the fact that she's a YouTuber and the
Oh, I never had a good deep dive. Okay, fire. Hold on. I never. Colleen Ballinger. 3.5 hours, motherfucker.
Good evening, you sick individual who's most likely procrastinating from doing something actually productive right.
British. Not watching. Nope. Nope.
the fact that she did an apology with a ukulele and all that stuff. All of that to add to the growing tension of just how bad people can make Colleen Ballinger out to be. And honestly, she deserved it. My point is that hate is vicious. It is consuming. I would know. I've made plenty of videos about how bad people are, and it really does cloud your mind. It feels good in the moment. It feels right. It feels empowering. I was just recently on the other...
I feel like it only clouds your mind if you allow yourself to be personally invested in this internet bullshit. Like, you can just watch it and laugh at it. I mean, obviously, Colleen Ballinger seems like a pretty disgusting person, and I wouldn't want to defend her. And it makes sense that you would be emotionally invested in, you know, being mad at her when she's potentially doing unscrupulous things regarding children. But at the same time, like, you got to do whatever you can to not allow internet drama affect your mental health, right? When you make a video on YouTube, you shouldn't go into it with the expectation that you're going to, like, change the world or be the guy who was, like, bringing the bad dude down. Sometimes that can happen, but it's somewhat rare, I would say. Generally, you're just adding to the pile. You're making entertainment. That's what you're doing. And you need to accept that before you go into it.
Opposing side of this hate, to feel it directed at you, though I very much deserved it. And because their platforms capitalize off hate, just
hold on,
opposing side of it feels empowering. I was just recently on the other opposing side of this hate.
He's having like a come to Jesus moment, dude. He's realizing the toxic gossip drama train, dude.
To feel it directed at you, though I very much deserved it. And because their platforms capitalize off hate, just like mine does, which is not a problem, and I'm not faulting them for it, but I was the next medium-sized topic to cover that would draw in views from that hate that people have, rightfully so. No, I'm not saying this is some kind of social experiment and that, haha, got you. I got you. No, you don't get it. I got you. You guys don't get it, all right? I was a psyop. No, I'm just telling you this because it's fascinating. Let me ask you a question. Do you think YouTube is going anywhere soon? No, it's owned by Google. It's one of the biggest companies in the world. And it is entirely funded, if need be, through external sources. But it doesn't need to be because YouTube drags in so much money for Google. They would never, ever get rid of it. At least not anytime soon. And
I think he's talking about you, dude. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not just me. There's been a bunch of other people that have covered him. I guess my videos about him have the most views, for sure. And in fairness, I did hit on him a bunch of times. I don't even think all the clips are out yet, but when you go on the Tom Dark live channel, we've got, I mean, how many videos did I do, dude? We've got the one from today. We've got this one. We've got this one. I mean, at least 3. I think there was a fourth, right? I'm pretty sure there's 4 already, and a 5th one coming out. So I've definitely been hitting on him pretty frequently. I'm glad that he at the very least said he thought he deserved it. I wish he had decided to change his content in between when he made his video about Danky Jabo and when he made his video about Dream. I wish he had changed things around. And I'm also aware of the fact that he has multiple other instances where he's fucked up allegations before, which we might get into at some point. Probably not today, but he fucked up he fucked up the Justin Baldoni controversy regarding Blake Lively. He fucked up a controversy apparently with a guy named Mr. Pump G. And we had a post go viral. I wouldn't say viral, actually. That's overstating things. But there was a post that went, got a little bit of attention talking about him on the YouTube drama subreddit, talking about a guy named Mr. Pump G, I believe. So there does seem to be a history of this guy doing this kind of stuff, unfortunately. It seems like he's kind of a pathological slanderer. And his response was like, well, what do you expect me to do? Like, it's my job. It's my job to do this. Like, you expect me to just not talk about it? And it was like, I remember seeing it. It was so frustrating. It was like, no, you're not supposed to just not talk about it, but you're supposed to, like, come to a conclusion after you have all the evidence for the situation, right? Not before. Thought daughter or Lewis McClung's son? Thought daughter any day.
And then there's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, if you want to count that as a social media platform. It's mostly just AI bots talking with each other now, but...
These are sick. This is amazing, dude. Jesus riding a mountain of Coke cans or Coke bottles with a small African child being amazed at his beautiful Western technology. Made it with my own hands. Thanks to everyone who appreciates this. This is beautiful. This young boy is talented. He made this. Africans are doing amazing things, dude.
Still counts, I guess. All of those platforms will continue to persist because they're funded by rich people. They're owned by some of the richest people in the world.
Oh, shit. Lewis McClung, top fan in chat, says, Dear Thomas, I found your opinion closed-minded. True. No nuance here, dude. No nuance whatsoever. Pure vitriol and hate and spite.
But would you say...
Dude, that picture of Elon is so bad.
Because they're funded by rich people. They're owned...
This image sucks. I don't mind the Zuckerberg one. I like this one with his butt. That's cool. I am gay. Would. Don't like this one. Don't like that. What kind of body is this? I've never seen a body that looks like that. It's not even just like a dad bod. He looks like diseased. He looks like some kind of character you would see in a video game where you're fighting like Left 4 Dead. You're fighting like different classes of horde enemies, and this is one of them. They have like a body like this. And inside of their rib cage opens up and like some kind of long serpentine snake comes out with a zombie head on top of it. And then the mouth opens up and it has 4 different mouths like the xenomorph from Alien. And then like another little mouth comes out and it eats you. Like that's what this body looks like. Elon's body does not look normal. He looks effed up. I've never seen, even among old guys, a body that looks quite like that. What's up? Enjoying the unscripted videos. When do you think the Never Good merch will be available again? Maybe never. We'll re-release the hats, but I can't promise anything about the shirts. We did do an order of the hats that'll be coming in within a couple of months here, but it takes a little time to get it done. But you got to get the merch when it drops, dude. Okay.
Owned by some of the richest people in the world. But would you say that all of these platforms are funded by hate? TikTok, a group of ones and zeros strategically designed to take advantage of your human mind, to constantly drag you through a dopamine exaggeration, causing you to become a brainless mush hopping through time and space as you waddle along and consume carbon. And this app actually had an extremely large impact on humanity. And I mean humanity. There are so many users per country, and it's all obviously relative to the actual population. If there isn't 15 million people who live in a country, there can't be 15 million users. But the average user per country that allows TikTok to be operated in it has about 15 million users.
The United States, 140 million. Indonesia, 126 million. Brazil, 98.59 million. Damn, that is crazy. That is so many people. As someone who doesn't use TikTok regularly, I've always found it kind of hard to understand the appeal totally, because I feel like everything I've ever seen on TikTok is just like the most brain-rottingly dog shit content of all time. Like once in a while there will be a gem, but the majority of it is so bad. Even if the algorithm is catered to you, like you just don't want to see it. Like I go on Instagram Reels and I see like George Floyd, droid, whatever, bot memes every day. Like that's good content. That's what I want to be seeing. I don't want to be seeing, TikTok is like videos of girls shaking their asses. I don't even know, like furries, absolute like brain rot that's not even funny. Like Reels is superior. Reels is absolutely superior. I mean, TikTok is just like cancer.
On average. If you count the Chinese version of TikTok, they have 740 million people who use it in that country. It's just regulated so that they don't see people talk bad about their own government. Yay!
Base, dude. Base censorship. That's what we do here. We censor our enemies, okay? We manipulate them into not speaking out against us. That's what we do here on this channel. 1984 in this chat, that is what we do, okay? W Mao, W Stalin, W Putin. The dictatorship is back, and I am a dictator of my own audience. That is what we're doing, okay? That is what we're doing here. You just have to hone in on your algorithm. I also think mine's different because they know I'm an autistic lesbian. I mean, I guess. Help Lil Chuddy cross the border? I think I will, Ollie. I think I will. Halacray says, Tom, I'm hurt. I bought the hat thinking I would be special and unique. Now others can get it. Enable my FOMO disability. Never goon, but always scam. I will do that. I will do that. McClung sounds like you bash your head into a pole. You mean the sound? Like McClung, McClung. True.
Hey, but in America in 2024, the number was around 133 million users. But now at the end of 2024, start of 2025, I've heard conflicting numbers from 166 million to 155. But the CEO said like 170 million, so I'm just going to go with his. My point from spewing out these numbers is, yes, sorry if it put you to sleep. All right, wake up, buddy. Wake up. It's okay. It's over now. In every country that TikTok is allowed in, it is huge, except for America. On the night of January 18th, spanning to the afternoon of January 19th in 2025, the United States government decided to enforce the ban that they had looming over our head for about 4 years. They finally decided, yeah, we're cracking down, okay, on the biggest threat to the American people. You know what I find truly hilarious is that Joe Biden decided to say this on national television.
Things that give me great concern, and that's a dangerous concentration of power in the hands of very few ultra-wealthy people.
I just find it funny that Joe said this, and we all agree with him, not because we didn't know, but because it's true. And he still did nothing. TikTok has been around.
Yeah, I mean, meanwhile, what? Who owns the American companies, right? Who are the people that are owning the American social media apps? We're so different, right? It's like Mark Zuckerberg owns Instagram, I think Pinterest, Facebook, the whole Meta empire, right? Elon Musk owns Twitter and uses that to astroturf the political candidates he wants into success for elections. Like, it's the same fucking thing, dude. We literally live in the same thing. And I'm not saying that TikTok should or shouldn't be banned. I'm just saying, like, we're not really that different. There is already in the United States that consolidated group of power, consolidated amount of power among a small amount of people that control various social media apps.
Around for a lot of my adolescence, almost the entirety of it, which I'm sure is true for a lot of other people. It's been around since the first election of Donald J. Trump. It's been around so long, and it's been so successful the entire time that it shaped every single other social media platform.
What I'm so confused about in regards to this is I thought Trump was the one to initially float the TikTok ban, and then when he's about to get in office, he says he wants to bring it back. Like, that was kind of, I don't really get that. Why did that happen? The irony of him apologizing for boring you with the most minimal research. Well, at least he did some research. At least he's not talking about someone that he's slandering for the first video we've seen in, I don't know, the past 3. At least he's not slandering someone, right? That's good. What is up with the, like, what, has anyone written any kind of piece on, like, why did Trump want TikTok back? Let's see here. AP wrote an article about it. During his first term as president, Donald Trump led the effort to ban TikTok, the hugely popular video sharing site he said posed a threat to U.S. national security. But on the eve of his return to the White House, the president-elect is being hailed as the app's savior. After going dark for users this weekend, Trump said on his social media site that he would issue an executive order after he's sworn in for a second term on Monday, delaying a TikTok ban so that we can make a deal to protect our national security. He said the order would make clear that companies will not be held liable for violating a law that aimed to force TikTok's sale by its China-based parent company. Hours later, the app returned to the relief of its legions of dedicated users. Thank you for your patience and support. As a result of President Trump's efforts, TikTok is back in the U.S., read the announcement. Trump's legal authority to unilaterally decide not to enforce the law, which passed the overwhelming bipartisan support in April and was upheld by the Supreme Court on Friday, is unclear. But the rapid developments over the weekend served as a reminder of how dramatically debates over technology, social media, and national security have changed since Trump was last in the White House. It also signaled how closely Trump is following those shifts after waging a successful campaign in which he made inroads with voters, in parts by harnessing the appeal of some social media platforms. That guy Xander in chat says, Trump did it because TikTok wouldn't be doing anything our American companies aren't already doing. As well, TikTok stores data with a Texas company. Maybe that is the case. I don't know what his reason for doing it is. The just annoying thing to me is, like, there are people saying that, like, banning TikTok is a threat to freedom of speech, as if, first of all, TikTok is the only place where you can express how you feel. But secondly, like, you can barely even swear on TikTok, okay? I've had guys running TikToks for me. You can barely even swear there. You cannot talk about super controversial issues. You cannot show a gun without instantly being banned for showing a firearm on TikTok. which is something I've experienced multiple times for clips of me having guns and videos. Like, TikTok is not like some fucking bastion of free speech, and I don't know why this narrative exists. I assume it's because their Chinese overlords are parroting this shit, but like, TikTok is not a fucking bastion of free speech. Trump can now take credit for reviving an app with 170 million users that is especially popular with young Americans, many of whom spend hours a day on the platform to get news, make money, and find entertainment. This is one of those things where the domestic politics has become so upside down and crazy that it turns out there's only upside for Trump now, said Bill Bishop, a China expert who's been closely following the back and forth. If the ban ends up being enforced, he said Trump will say it was on outgoing President Joe Biden's watch. And if it does come back, then Trump is a savior, and he'll be rewarded both by users as well as the company, which he said is now beholden to Trump, and will have an incentive to make sure content on the platform is favorable to him. Okay, so they seem to be saying that Trump is rewarding them, and in exchange, what he's going to get is that TikTok's going to push his agenda, narratives, whatever. Did you already watch Dear Vivek? I have no desire to watch Dear Vivek. Do not tell me to watch a fucking video addressing Vivek Ramaswamy or Elon Musk from a political perspective. Please fuck off with that shit. I will not watch Dear Elon. I will not watch Dear Vivek. I'm sorry. No. But before I go any further, today's video is sponsored by Gamer Subs, the best energy drink in the freaking game. They've got a lot of really good flavors, it tastes great, it's way more affordable than other energy drinks or soda, and they also pay me, which is good because it's me. So be sure to use code TOM to get 10% off at gamersubs.gg. Just click the link down in that video description to tap in with the greatest chug juice ever. All right, now back to the video. TikTok's move comes as tech companies and CEOs have been working furiously to improve their standing with Trump. Ex-owner and Tesla CEO Elon Musk has enjoyed unprecedented access to the president-elect after spending more than $200 million and personally campaigning to help get him elected. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg met with Trump at Mar-a-Lago and reshaped his social media platform's policies to align more closely with Trump's worldview earlier this month, ending third-party fact-checking, loosening rules against hate speech, ending his company's diversity and equity policies, and naming Dana White, the president and CEO of the Ultimate Fighting Championship and a familiar figure in Trump's orbit, to its board. Yeah, what's interesting is Big A, okay, one of the streamers that I watch, Atrioc, he made a video about Mark Zuckerberg kind of flipping on these issues that was pretty good, called What's His Plan, where he discussed how Mark is like so quickly flipped on the topic of, you know, his approval for Trump and seemingly right now kissing the ring, where in the past, you know, Trump was saying he would like throw his ass in jail, basically. Tom, I'm in the gym on my anti-goon grind set. Want to give me a workout to increase my anti-goon energy? Start squatting. I've been squatting a lot recently, and it's changed the game quite a bit, okay? Definitely start squatting.
Zuckerberg has gained the aura that Elon Musk. Well, we need to talk about Zuckerberg, too. Zuckerberg is bending down to kiss the ring of Donald Trump. And although some of you are going to say, Mark Zuckerberg, you should stick to your principles, I'm just going to tell you the truth of it is, here's the deal. So Donald Trump in 12 days, 11 days, is going to be the president. Lena Khan and the FTC is going to get demolished. And there's going to be a new guy in power that Trump appoints that's going to do what he wants. Jump when he says jump. There is only one company, maybe two. There's two companies that conservatives agree need to be broken up or hit with antitrust. Meta and Google. Everything else that FTC does is going to be taken down, but conservatives all agree that Meta and Google, because they've been silencing conservative voices. Meta, if nothing changed, is in the crosshairs. Zuckerberg is public enemy number one that everybody, left-wing and right-wing, can agree needs to be broken up or investigated for antitrust.
And part of the reason why a lot of conservative guys think that Meta needs to be broken up is because they have a monopoly on information. And during like COVID and stuff like that, they were censoring a lot of different people who were talking about like vaccine stuff. They labeled it as vaccine misinformation, stuff like that. Whether you agree or disagree with whether it was misinformation or not, obviously, you know, the majority of people who wanted to talk about their qualms and concerns with the vaccine, to put it lightly, were conservatives, and Meta was banning a lot of that stuff, right? Facebook was banning a lot of that stuff.
They have a social media monopoly, okay? Zuckerberg, realizing this, is proactively kissing the ring, slobbing the knob, doing whatever he has to do to get Meta out of the crosshairs. So that includes, number one, making a huge cash donation, multiple millions, to Trump's inauguration fund. He did that immediately. Second, he flies out to Mar-a-Lago to meet with Trump, kiss the ring. Third, he goes on a public apology tour saying, we will never fact check again. We're getting rid of that. We're firing our fact checkers. Everything is free speech. You know what I'm saying? He's doing all of this for a business reason. He didn't suddenly pivot. He didn't suddenly go, you know what? I love. He is doing this because Meta is target number one. His advisor.
And this is what I'm saying. And there's a lot of clips to substantiate this. I can't remember which clip that he did was the one that was regarding Zuckerberg's kind of flip instantly on the subject of, maybe it was this one. Zuckerberg's flip essentially on the subject of freedom of speech and all that stuff, but it's like a super, super transparent, like night and day, like kissing the ring type thing. But I don't know which video it was that he did that talked about that. Was it this one? I don't think it was this one. Big A, Mark Zuckerberg. I'm just never going to be able to find this. I quite like TikTok, and I do think it's a massive public square that isn't pressured by American government like Facebook. Not anymore, though. I don't think the ban is bad, as some say, but still pretty bad. I don't remember which clip it was, but there were a ton of different, or which Big A video it was. Maybe it was an Atrioc video, actually. But he had some really great clips where he was talking about Mark Zuckerberg's very transparent flip on the subject of freedom of speech and clearly kissing the ring for Trump. And it's not a question of like, is Trump good or not? What the question is what are Mark Zuckerberg's reasons for flipping so instantly? And like the idea that he did this whole arc where he changes his hair to like this weird frat boy thing, and he's like talking so much about jujitsu and going on Joe Rogan and trying to appeal to those kinds of people, and all of a sudden donating to Donald Trump. The idea that that's like a totally selfless thing that he's doing for like the good of the American people is retarded. It's pretty clear that it was a very, very opportunistic thing because he's afraid of Meta being broken up, and he doesn't want his company to get broken up. He wants to continue to have the monopoly that he has. I think it would be good for consumers to have Meta broken up and to have Google broken up by extension, but it doesn't seem like that is necessarily going to happen if Mark is able to please Trump. I'm just a white pawn trying to check and mate you with my black queen. Thank you for becoming a member. What fucking video was it? I don't know what video it was. Titles are too clickbaity that I'll never be able to figure it out. I'm cooked. It's never going to be from the goodness of their hearts. Yeah, I mean, probably not, I guess. You can't really expect that. I mean, to be clear, like, I get that, they want to have their businesses succeed and make as much money as possible. I just take issue with the blatant disingenuousness of the entire thing. I guess that's my entire thing. Like it's so transparently disingenuous, and people buy into it is the more annoying thing about that. People actually believe it. And it's like, if you want to support Mark or Trump or Mark kissing the ring, at least be aware of the fact that it's so transparently cynical.
To fit its algorithm, to try and imitate it, because it is so good at holding the attention of everybody of every age, shape, gender, and race. It started just about every trend in the early 2020s and the late 2010s. All of them. It started almost every single one, except for, like, in recent memory, Hawk Tuah. That was all Twitter's fault. Blame them. You couldn't
look up the song Mark Zuck dropped with T-Pain. The lyrics are insane. He dropped a song with T-Pain? Sorry? Mark Zuckerberg, T-Pain? Is this real? Get low, get low, get low, get low, get low, get low, get what is this? Why is Mark Zuckerberg making like this soft folk song? What is this? Why is this real? Shawty crunk, so fresh, so clean. Can she fuck? That question's been harassing me. In the mind, this girl is so fine. I done come this club about 11 times. Can I play with your panty line? Club owner said I need to calm down. Security guard is sweating me now. I got drunk and a motherfucker threatened me now. She getting crunk in the club. I mean, she work it. And I like to see that female's twerking. Take her clothes off, bucky naked. ATL, ho, don't respect it. A pop your pussy like this, cause Z-Pain up in this B.I. itch. Lil Jon and the East Side Boys with me, and we all like to see ass and titties. Oh yeah. From the windows to the walls, till sweat drops down my balls, till all these bitches crawl. Oh, skeet, skeet, motherfucker. Oh, skeet, skeet, goddamn. Oh, skeet, skeet, motherfucker. Oh, skeet, skeet, goddamn. That sounds pretty cool. That sounds good, dude.
Sit in any given room with a group of friends without one of them probably scrolling on a device on some social media platform, completely imitating TikTok's design because of its blatant creativity and distinct design. And it has brought so much to the table of terrible things. From the fastest deterioration of attention spans that the human race has ever conceived, besides water torture. For instance, this content. Yeah, let's call it subway slop. You get the joke, I'm sorry. This specific type of content got so bad by the end of TikTok that it started to get
Subway slop?
Get artsy. How? What?
What is subway slop? What What is he? Is that the terminology you use?
The fastest deterioration of attention spans that the human race has ever conceived, besides water torture. For instance, this content. Yeah, let's call it subway slop.
Oh, that's just his term, so I don't even know what I don't even know what the fucking real term is. I don't know how I can look this up. Just Subway Surfers gameplay. Subway Surfers gameplay is cool. I like that. That does keep me engaged, keeps me going. I have a hard time watching any video unless there's Subway Surfers somewhere on the screen. Not gonna lie, I'm actually rooting for Lewis. If he actually changes and stop being a pussy within the next 5 years to be the best redemption arc. I mean, yeah, that'd be good for sure. I don't really like him, but I think that'll be a good outcome, you know. Better than things just getting worse and worse and him slandering more and more people. That would be ideal because he would just be doing more damage to others, even more than himself with doing that.
You get the joke. I'm sorry. This specific type of content got so bad by the end of TikTok that it started to get artsy. How? What? Why? That alone could have an entire video made about it. But it also spread so much unneeded misinformation, more than I could ever spread in my entire life if I tried. So of course, with all of that considered, just kidding, none of that even mattered to the—
I don't know about that. I don't know about more than you could ever spread. You've done a pretty good job of spreading it, to be honest. You've done a very, very good job. I mean, you brought up old sexual assault allegations regarding George Not Found that were untrue. You tried to slander Danky Jabo and got blown out of the water for it after you did it. I don't know, dude. I don't know if that's more than you could ever do. It's funny that he's kind of acknowledging it here, but he still has that dream video up with everything that's wrong in it. Oh boy, here we go. Donald's savior complex. It's weird that he still has an audience for this shit. It's crazy. I assume they just aren't in the same content sphere as like I don't think I have a lot of overlap with his audience, so I would guess that has something to do with it for why the fans didn't immediately jump ship when they saw how crazy he was being. Tom, can you say hello to Ray? He's my autistic sister. Shout out to Ray, your male autistic sister.
the Supreme Court. It was all just about like Chinese, bad. If everybody on TikTok decided to make a video about how much they hate China, none of them would be taken down unless they were vulgar and spreading misinformation, which they wouldn't be because the Chinese government is not a good thing. So obviously it was banned, not for any of those reasons, but simply according to the government because it's Chinese. Sure, guys. On the night of January 8th,
I think we should ban anything that's Chinese from existing near us. I think that's a good move, actually. Anything Chinese, ban it.
18th. Again, it was supposed to be the 19th. You guys are so old and decrepit, you couldn't even get the date right. Like, even if you go to the latest time zone in America, it was still the 18th when it got banned.
Well, you got
Wow.
it, dude.
Good
Destroyed.
job. Good job. But of course, while the app was falling to the ground, there was
Mogged.
discourse of another platform known as RedNote. And a lot of people entirely decided that this was the app that we were going to move to because it's not controlled by Meta or Elon Musk, so it's gotta be better. Arguably,
Right. I saw a Big A video about RedNote, which, by the way, was much better than this. Or maybe it was an Atriarch video. I don't know which one it was, but he was talking about how basically all these people started going on RedNote and then interacting with Chinese people. And then all the Chinese people were like, hey, can you guys all help me with my homework, please? I'm trying to learn English. And people actually started helping them with their homework for free. For fucking free. All these Americans were actually helping them with their homework.
this app is regulated and controlled by worse people than that. Like, China controls this app, unlike TikTok, where you're allowed to say whatever you want in displeasure with any government, if you so please. If it's just that, of course, as long as it's not, like, threats. That would be insane. Like, I get this sentiment. Oh, you guys want us to get off a Chinese app that you are telling us is controlled by China? Well, screw you guys. Let's go to an app that is absolutely more controlled by China, if TikTok is at all. This app is actually regulated by the Chinese government.
To my understanding, it is, but my understanding of RedNote is also that it's not really a place where the community is sharing opinions a lot. I'm pretty sure most of it is like restaurant recommendations more so than like memes or political opinions. That's my understanding of RedNote. But a lot of people have talked about RedNote and the kind of like migration that people made over there for a day or two. A really interesting thing happened where there was this guy who basically went viral. He's just some random Chinese dude from Vancouver, right? Not Chinese at all. But he went absolutely viral. A clip of him talking about how he was happy to see all these English-speaking users coming over to RedNote. And people clipped that and were like, CEO of RedNote talks about how he's happy that a bunch of Americans are coming over and he addresses them. But it actually wasn't even the CEO. It was just a random fucking Chinese guy from Vancouver, not even from China. who was talking about the migration of users over to that app. And they just made him go viral. They were like, Chinese guy. And everyone believed it. Literally everybody believed it. What are your thoughts on the Chinese weed farms in Maine? I have no idea what the you're talking about. Black market marijuana tied to Chinese criminal networks infiltrates Maine. Maine is the newest frontier for the illicit marijuana trade, with potentially hundreds of suspected unlicensed grow houses operating in the state. Really? Maine is a perfect location to cultivate cannabis and do it in a way that's very discreet. Donovan told CBS News, in part, that's because of the state's proximity to major distribution markets in Boston and New York. That's insane. I didn't know this at all. Donovan told CBS News that some of the people working in marijuana grow operations around the country are Chinese nationals who are victims of labor trafficking. They're brought here under the auspices that they're working under a legit business, he said, and they're often kept unwillingly in these locations and told what to do to oversee the cultivation of these marijuana plants. They were being paid $1,000 a week to work 24/7. I wasn't under the impression that any of these gentlemen were in charge of anything. They were strictly there to maintain the product. That's super interesting. I didn't know that at all. Huh. Well, the more you know.
And like we can actually prove that, but this app actually asks for more data and more information than TikTok ever did.
Zhao Hongshu's privacy policy, written primarily in Mandarin, indicates that the app collects a range of user data, including location information, browsing habits, and device identifiers. Although camera use might involve the processing of personal or facial data, the policy does not explicitly describe this as biometric information or detail how much data is stored. Furthermore, like other Chinese-owned platforms, it complies with China's cybersecurity law, which requires companies to store data locally and provide government access upon request, raising additional privacy concerns. Interesting. So he's basically saying that RedNote is more invasive than other companies. I mean, to be clear, social media companies, pretty much all of them collect all this data. And also, whether it's explicitly written or not, intelligence agencies in the United States do have instant access to social media if they want to. The CIA knows whatever you're doing at any point in time if they want to. That's just true. They easily have backdoors.
And that is one of the main reasons the US government ever found a reason to ban TikTok, is because of the needless amount of information that TikTok actually takes from your phone. Well, RedNote does the exact same amount, if not more. Have you guys even read the terms and services on RedNote? Probably not, because
I don't think anybody reads terms and services when they sign up for social media. I don't. I just accept that every social media platform is taking all of my data and selling it to Cambridge Analytica to decide how to program me to vote the best. That's basically what I assume. You guys know about the Cambridge Analytica scandal? In the 2010s, personal data belonging to millions of Facebook users was collected by British consulting firm Cambridge Analytica for political advertising without having the informed consent of users for that purpose. The data was collected through an app called This Is Your Digital Life, developed by data scientist Alexander Kogan and his company Global Science Research in 2013. The app consisted of a series of questions to build psychological profiles on users and collect the personal data of the user's Facebook friends via Facebook's Open Graph platform. The app harvested the data of 87 million Facebook profiles. Cambridge Analytica used the data to analytically assess the 2016 presidential campaigns of Ted Cruz and Donald Trump. Cambridge Analytica was also widely accused of interfering with the Brexit referendum, although the official investigation recognized the company was not involved beyond some initial inquiries and that no significant data breaches took place. In October of 2019, Facebook agreed to pay a $500,000 or £500,000 fine to the UK Information Commissioner's Office for exposing the data of its users to a serious risk of harm. In July 2019, it was announced Facebook was to be fined $5 billion by the FTC due to its privacy violations. Keep in mind, same platform owned by Mark Zuckerberg, who now apparently is so in favor of freedom of speech. The guy selling your data to a company to try to figure out how to build a psychological profile on you. This is what all these social media companies are doing and will probably continue to do. Weeb Airsoft says RedNote's also good for sharing classified government documents. A girl in the U.S. Air Force did that on RedNote. Oh, well, I assume she got prosecuted for that and tried for treason. Something like that.
They were in Mandarin and hard to translate, but there are translated versions out there that I have went through. I actually read all of the terms and services so that you don't have to. Let's go over some of the terms and services, rules and regulations enforced on RedNote. Like, for instance, all the ones that we can agree with. No exploitation of minors, even to push your religion. That's right. No conservative kids on RedNote, baby. Get the fuck out of here. No.
Thank you for your riveting commentary on that subject.
No promotion or mention of sexual or violent content, the right to privacy, and a bunch of rules and regulations on what you can and can't promote product-wise. Plenty of stuff to stop people like me from making terrible, stupid mistakes with misinformation. But what really got me is the start to these rules and regulations. Like, for instance, adhere to Chinese constitution and laws.
Base.
Like I said, Practice the core socialist values.
Oh, really? Wait, so on RedNote, you have to practice the core socialist values. A list of values promoted by the Chinese government, which includes prosperity, democracy, civility, harmony, freedom, equality, justice, the rule of law, patriotism, dedication, integrity, and friendship. Yeah, I'm sure the Chinese government is promoting democracy and freedom while they have the Uyghurs and a bunch of internment camps. I'm sure they're doing that super, super well, and that's why that's being promoted on that app base, dude.
A list
Mao
of
will be
values
proud.
promoted by the Chinese government, which includes prosperity, democracy, civility, harmony, freedom, equality, justice, the rule of law, patriotism, dedication, integrity, and friendship. Yeah, how about your friendship with the Uyghur people? Want to talk about
It's pronounced Uyghur. It's pronounced Uyghur, Lewis.
that one? Sorry, I'm not trying to be holier than thou, but I am quite pissed off about at me. Promote patriotism, collectivism, and socialism. They are a socialist nation. They're allowed to say that. Spread the correct view on history. My correct view on history is that you...
Well, you say they're a socialist nation. They're allowed to say that. Like, yes, they're allowed to say that, but the explicit rule is that you should be promoting socialism on their app. A prerequisite for using an app should not be that you need to fall in line with the democratic values, with the socialist values of that country. Like, that basically coincides with the idea that you can't promote opposing ideas, right? That's what that piece in the terms of service is saying. Tom, what was that song in your intro? Just started watching. I need it in my playlist. Go on my channel.
massacred the Wicker people. The Chinese government did. Oh no, that never happened. You guys covered it up so well. Yeah, would the correct view on history be to ignore that and never talk about it and never say anything out of pocket like that because you guys decide what is the correct view of history? Yeah, I'm starting to beef with the entire Chinese government. Come get me. I don't care.
So I think we kind of get the view of this, of the TikTok ban. There's some very myopic aspects to this. This Lewis video is not that bad. Not that bad. Doesn't seem like he really fucked up here. Yeah, exactly. You're right, Arnik in chat. He actually researched. It's a fucking miracle. It's an absolute miracle. Now this video probably won't perform as well because his audience won't get to see him slander someone, but it is doing pretty decent. You know, it's not a terrible video, to be honest. It's not a terrible video. Now, with the TikTok ban going down, this is the message that people got for one night. Sorry, TikTok isn't available right now. A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the US. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for now. We are fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Please stay tuned. And I thought it would be interesting to take a look at the most popular TikToks of all time from the website from the past little while. And thankfully, somebody compiled a thread about this. This is the most liked TikToks of all time. So here's a video with Bella Porch. I guess this is number one. 68.7 million likes. One of the most popular TikToks ever.
The B, it's M to the B, it's M, 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 M to the B, it's M to the B, it's M to the B, bang.
Why is there a steak ad? Wait. Why is there a steak ad on this video? This includes an undisclosed advertisement for Stake, a gambling site that violates the Twitter and X terms of service. Yeah, well, Twitter and X is definitely known for known for adhering to their terms of service all the time. God Ronaldo DM for promos at Stake. So this is just like I didn't even realize this is like a Stake bot account. Okay, based. Well, here's one of the most popular TikToks of all time. I assume the Stake ad wasn't on it initially. Wow, that's amazing content. Here we've got Leah Halton, 58.3 million likes on this video. 58.3 million likes. The way to be popular on TikTok is just to be a hot girl, dude. I'm losing. I'm literally losing. I'm nothing. I'm nothing. I'm literally nothing. I'm nothing. I'll never be. What? It's all girls. It's all girls. Nick Luciano, 54.5 million likes. Okay, so this guy's parodying it. I like him. Okay, we got one guy. The third one is a guy making fun of the girls. The counterculture. Okay, we won. Okay. Here we have Jamie Big Sorrel House. 58.3 million likes on this one. Let's see what this is. Yeah! Yo, the boys are back, dude! Yes! That's fire. That's good. Yeah! Yes! Yes! That guy's awesome. That guy won, dude. Oh my Sigma. All right, Frenek Bialek, 51.9 million likes on this one. 51.9 million likes. That's more likes than I'll ever get on my entire career ever. It says, please watch till the end. So he drew it? Okay, those are really good drawings. That's actually not that bad. Maybe TikTok's not as bad as I thought it was. Those drawings are pretty well done. Okay, good job, Franek Bialek. Okay, wherever you're from, Poland or something like that. Good job, that was good. We've got one from Gabs with 51 million likes. 51 million likes on this, okay. Some kind of bowl of food with some kind of shit sauce all over it. Is this like spicy chipotle mayo? What is this? What is that? Bowl of poop? Oh, it's chocolate strawberries? Is that what that is? Oh, I couldn't even tell that's what it was. I thought it was some kind of like weird chicken bowl. Okay, that does look pretty good. This will make you so fat, but it does look good. I would eat that. All right, this one is by To Touch an Emu. 45.5 million likes. Let's see how good this one is. Yeah, dude, okay. I like seeing guys twerk. I like seeing gay things. This one is good. Starts gay, ends gay. Overall, 10 out of 10 throughout the entire thing here. I think that was pretty good content. Now, this one is from Billie Eilish with 41.8 million likes. Well, she's very famous, so that's how she got this. But let's see this content. Woman L, don't like that. This one is from Adrian Chateau Wiles with a dog. Some kind of, is this a pit bull? What is this? What kind of dog is this? I don't know my dogs.
Bark at your dog.
Roof!
Okay. I mean, kind of boring, kind of mid, but, you know, I get it. I do like the dog's eyes. I like a silly reaction, a silly face. You know, I can see why this one got so popular. Certainly better than the top two we had there. Oh, Cobby Lame. I hate this guy, dude. This guy sucks. This guy blows. This guy's so annoying. This guy fell off in such a monumental way, and I couldn't be happier about it. I literally could not be happier that this guy fell off in the way that he did. 38 million likes on this. Let me guess, he's going to peel the banana. That's what Cobby Lame is going to do. He's going to peel the banana and be like, mmm. Okay. Thank you, dude. I hate this fucking guy. I literally hate him, dude. No, he's not the GOAT. He sucks. He absolutely sucks, bro. He sucks. They were saying this guy was going to be a visionary director. He got in like the Bad Boys movie. This guy blows, dude. This guy absolutely blows. So those are the 10 most liked TikToks of all time. Some surprisingly good hits in there, okay? Some surprisingly good ones in there. The Esoteric Archive says, have you heard of the channel Spirit Science, crazy conspiracy guy who thinks Emma Watson is Jesus? I have not heard of the Esoteric Archive at all. Maybe something of value would be lost if we banned TikTok, actually. Maybe it's possible.
Bitch, I'm Tom Dark, but my dick is quite light. And this girl that's on my dick, she is not quite white. She's black. You can twist it up and play with it. Whoa. Make a motherfucking movie, Michael Bay with it. Whoa. Gotta promise you not dealing with a baby dick. No. There's a big white cop in your radius.